It's just me and this mic while I preach this. Music leaking from my soul. Unfold was so cold. I unveil the details and derail the unfailed. I dare you to step up, get your ass served up like a hot meal at a lunch truck. But you ain't got no luck. Keep pushing my buttons and I'll push you over the edge. Yeah, causing me another catastrophe. A habit that's living only out in these streets. And these beats I demolish under defeat. I'm stuck to your soul like the gum under your feet.
I dream big, everyday life's a memory. I wish you could see what I see. I wish you could see what I see. I could be whoever I wanna be.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
Wait till I make it.
Let me tell you, let me tell
All
you.
my dreamers.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
Wait till I make it.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
I dream big. I dream big. I dream big. I dream big.
Overtaken by this pressure of a havoc reality. Take me away with this music living inside of me. Music takes me from my pain. Music takes away my fears. Every time I see it rain, reminding me of every tear. I'm walking out the door, it's time to hit the world up. I'm tired of feeling helpless at the crib cooped up. So I got my head up and I'm plotting on my next plan. Visionary of a world I'm currently living in. Imagination of a nation of the freest. I'm trying to open up their eyes but they don't see us. It's just me and this mic while I preach this. Music leaking from my soul. Unfold was so cold. I unveil the details and derail the unfailed. I dare you to step up, get your ass served up like a hot meal at a lunch truck. But you ain't got no luck. Keep pushing my buttons and I'll push you over the edge. Yeah, causing me another catastrophe. A habit that's living only out in these streets. And these beats I demolish under defeat. I'm stuck to your soul like the gum under your feet.
I dream big, everyday life's a memory. I wish you could see what I see. I wish you could see what I see. I could be whoever I wanna be.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
Wait till I make it.
Let me tell you, let me tell
All
you.
my dreamers.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
Wait till I make it.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
I dream big. I dream big. I dream big. I dream big.
Overtaken by this pressure of a havoc reality. Take me away with this music living inside of me. Music takes me from my pain. Music takes away my fears. Every time I see it rain, reminding me of every tear. I'm walking out the door, it's time to hit the world up. I'm tired of feeling helpless at the crib cooped up. So I got my head up and I'm plotting on my next plan. Visionary of a world I'm currently living in. Imagination of a nation of the freest. I'm trying to open up their eyes but they don't see us. It's just me and this mic while I preach this. Music leaking from my soul. Unfold was so cold. I unveil the details and derail the unfailed. I dare you to step up, get your ass served up like a hot meal at a lunch truck. But you ain't got no luck. Keep pushing my buttons and I'll push you over the edge. Yeah, causing me another catastrophe. A habit that's living only out in these streets. And these beats I demolish under defeat. I'm stuck to your soul like the gum under your feet.
I dream big, everyday life's a memory. I wish you could see what I see. I wish you could see what I see. I could be whoever I wanna be.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
Wait till I make it.
Let me tell you, let me tell
All
you.
my dreamers.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
Wait till I make it.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
I dream big.
havoc reality. Take me away with this music living inside of me. Music takes me from my pain. Music takes away my fears. Every time I see it rain, reminding me of every tear. I'm walking out the door, it's time to hit the world up. I'm tired of feeling helpless at the crib cooped up. So I got my head up and I'm plotting on my next plan. Visionary of a world I'm currently living in. Imagination of a nation of the freest. I'm trying to open up their eyes but they don't see us. It's just me and this mic while I preach this. Music leaking from my soul. Unfold was so cold, I unveil the details and derail the unfailed. I dare you to step up, get your ass served up like a hot meal at a lunch truck. But you ain't got no luck, keep pushing my buttons and I'll push you over the edge, yeah. Causing me another catastrophe, a habit that's living only out in these streets. And these beats I demolish under feet. I'm stuck to your soul like the gum under your feet.
I dream big, everyday life's a memory. I wish you could see what I see. I wish you could see what I see. I could be whoever I wanna be.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
Wait till I make it.
Let me tell you, let me tell
All
you.
my dreamers.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
Wait till I make it.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
I dream big. I dream big. I dream big. I dream big.
Overtaken by this pressure of a havoc reality. Take me away with this music living inside of me. Music takes me from my pain. Music takes away my fears. Every time I see it rain, reminding me of every tear. I'm walking out the door, it's time to hit the world up. I'm tired of feeling helpless at the crib cooped up. So I got my head up and I'm plotting on my next plan. Visionary of a world I'm currently living in. Imagination of a nation of the freest. I'm trying to open up their eyes but they don't see us. It's just me and this mic while I preach this. Music leaking from my soul. Unfold was so cold, I unveil the details and derail the unfailed. I dare you to step up, get your ass served up like a hot meal at a lunch truck. But you ain't got no luck, keep pushing my buttons and I'll push you over the edge, yeah. Causing me another catastrophe, a habit that's living only out in these streets. And these beats I demolish under feet. I'm stuck to your soul like the gum under your feet.
I dream big, everyday life's a memory. I wish you could see what I see. I wish you could see what I see. I could be whoever I wanna be.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
Wait till I make it.
Let me tell you, let me tell
All
you.
my dreamers.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
Wait till I make it.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
I dream big. I dream big. I dream big. I dream big.
Overtaken by this pressure of a havoc reality. Take me away with this music living inside of me. Music takes me from my pain. Music takes away my fears. Every time I see it rain, reminding me of every tear. I'm walking out the door, it's time to hit the world up. I'm tired of feeling helpless at the crib cooped up. So I got my head up and I'm plotting on my next plan. Visionary of a world I'm currently living in. Imagination of a nation of the freest. I'm trying to open up their eyes but they don't see us. It's just me and this mic while I preach this. Music leaking from my soul. Unfold was so cold, I unveil the details and derail the unfailed. I dare you to step up, get get your ass served up like a hot meal at a lunch truck. But you ain't got no luck. Keep pushing my buttons and I'll push you over the edge, yeah. Causing me another catastrophe. A habit that's living only out in these streets. And these beats I demolish under feet. I'm stuck to your soul like the gum under your feet.
I dream big, everyday life's a memory. I wish you could see what I see. I wish you could see what I see. I could be whoever I wanna be.
Let me tell you, let me tell you.
Wait till I make it.
Let me tell you, let me tell
All
you.
my dreams.
Hello, Buenas tardes. We want to join you. We want to actually welcome you to this live stream here at AMC in City Walk in the beautiful city of Los Angeles, or Hollywood. And I'm here joined by the amazing cast of Philly Brown. My name is Roxy, radio personality here in Los Angeles at Éxitos 93.9. And first of all, I just have to say, I am so happy to be joined by you guys. I'm honored because you guys all did an amazing performance in Philly Brown. Gina, you're amazing, girl.
You're too much, girl. You're so good to me. Thank you.
How do you feel, and why do you think a movie like this was so important to make?
Well, I mean, for one, I think that it is about time that Latinos see their faces everywhere, that our beautiful brown faces are absolutely everywhere. And for me to have a role where I can play an empowered, strong, fierce Latina was my dream since I was 15 years old, and I'm living the dream. And I'm just so happy to be sharing it with you guys.
And I want to share with you that right now there are 20 other AMCs that are watching this live in different states, Arizona, Florida. Welcome. They're watching, and we are joined by Luke Diamond Phillips,
Hey.
Mr. Edward James Olmos, his son Michael Olmos, and director Yusef Delara. I want to start off with a question for you. Why did you think a movie like Philly Brown was important to bring to a big screen?
Well, first, we both directed. We're co-directors on this. Why was it important? There just wasn't enough stories, you know? I mean, there still isn't enough stories if you look at it. But beyond what makes it important, I just think it's a beautiful story, right? And for me, it's a very personal story. I wrote it, and Mike was a big part of that writing process as well. But it started out as something my dad told me, which is very beautiful to me, which was, you can do anything you can do anything you want in life, but you can't do it alone. And it's really the story about a girl understanding that she needs her family before she can soar. And that's just a Latino experience, is an ethnic experience, but it's something that I've seen that's not been a part of, like, you know, mainstream culture, because mainstream culture is about, I can do it on my own, 8 Mile, it's all about me, just one, but for me, being ethnic, I'm Iranian, with strong ties to the Latino community, but it's really about the family coming together, so.
And Mr. Edward James Olmos, yesterday I had the honor of having you on my show on the radio, and you said, I think Gina deserves to get nominated. Yeah. She deserves, can you please talk about that? I mean, what an honor to say that, right? About you and your...
I'm trying to keep my makeup intact.
First, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's sitting here in all the 20 cities across the country where the people are watching and they're sitting there with you guys. Thank you so much. And I want you to do me a favor. I want you to start tweeting that we're talking together, all right? We are talking together, so you just tell me right now, hey, man, I'm talking to Ed. Please. Let me just say that, you know, I'm still very emotional. Jenny was supposed to be here with us, and it hurts. It hurts a lot. And the reality, life has an incredible reality that just kind of humbles you out. But, and this movie, it gets harder and harder for me to watch. I've seen it a couple of times now since her passing. And she does such a tremendous, tremendous job. And her, Jenny Rivera, and Gina Rodriguez are truly a gift to us as professionals in this craft of acting. Jenny had never acted before in a dramatic piece of work. She literally gave herself in a way that I've never seen anybody give themselves the first time up. And Gina is truly a gift. She's the hope, okay? All the kids that were in this movie, including Lou, who's still a kid, you know, I got to tell you, they really performed in a way that was very, very honest and very true. This is a very humble and modest film, and we did a lot of sacrifices to get it out there. But I think that Gina has given a performance, and Jenny have given a performance, and Lou, you know, as well as Christy. Chrissy is fantastic as a sister. Now, all of them, really, if the Academy sees these performances, they'll have to take them into consideration, and they may get nominated. I think that they will. I think Gina, Lou, Jenny should be nominated for a tremendous, tremendous reality and a very intimate and strong movie. So, you know, just get on that Twitter, man, and start tweeting this thing, man, because basically it's all up to us, nobody else. You know, we don't have any money to put. You haven't seen one bus go by yet, and you won't. You haven't seen one poster, and you won't. You know, if you're lucky, you might see us on Spanish language television. Hopefully, God willing, you'll get to see us there. But I want to thank 1,000 times over to the two directors and all the people that worked in this film, and especially again to Gina for really driving an incredible performance, but really making the story so true. You've done a remarkable thing, my lady, and I take my hat off to you.
Thank you.
You won't understand it till you're my age, but it's okay. I'm all 66. I know I look good, but I'm
Lou,
old.
I gotta ask you, how does it feel to reunite with Mr. Edward James Olmos? You guys go way back to Stand and Deliver.
You know,
How does that feel?
It feels exactly the same. Let me tell you that right now. I've said it before, the feeling that was on the set, the feeling about the art that we were creating, the story that we were telling that we knew would touch people, I don't know, the inspiration from a couple of old lions passing the torch to the fierce, you know, next generation. I mean, it meant the world because, I mean, from Jump Street, we knew we were doing something special. You know, what these guys gave us, what they put on the page, what they created on the set. It's one of those experiences that is infectious. And sometimes a movie will jump off the screen and it'll jump into your heart. It'll grab you by the throat. It'll bring tears to your eyes. And we've been around a long time. This is not an experience that happens every time. And so we know we're onto something special. And it's also why we're appealing to you personally, why we're taking this to the streets, why we're working as hard as we can to get the word out, because this is one of those stories that will not be denied, and it requires participation, like a theater piece, from everybody who sees it, who tells their friends, who brings their families, who sees it again. You are part and parcel of the experience that we had in making this film, you know, and this is the goddaughter right here.
Whoa,
And
Gina.
just like Yusuf said, the message of the movie is that you cannot do it alone. And that was my experience on Philly Brown. I couldn't do it without the amazing people around me, without the amazing talent around me, and I couldn't do it without you guys. And that's the truth. You're our family, and so anything you do to help makes my heart smile. So I appreciate that. I'm a little emotional.
It's okay.
I'm
it's
really not
okay.
channeling Philly right now. So,
Gina, what did you do to train?
well, I mean, I was...
Because it really seems like you did freestyle, but I know there was some type of training behind that, right?
Well, I mean, I was trained at New York University Tisch School of the Arts for theater. I got a foundation and my education in theater training, and I minored in film as well. And it was very important for me to get an education because that's the one thing nobody could take away from you. You know, I could be poor for the rest of my life, but you cannot have my education, and that keeps me strong and stable and proud of my community. But thank you. And I encourage all the children out there, trust me, I come from humble beginnings. It was very, very hard for me to go to a school that was out of my reach and out of my means, but I did not give up. And if I could become my dreams, you can too. So trust me, go out and do it, baby, go out and do it. It feels so good right now to fight for what you believe in and actually see it come to life. So I trained for character work and script analysis. I worked very closely with my amazing directors. They worked with me very hard to make sure that I was full and I was ready, and Philly Brown had a life of her own, and she had mannerisms, and she knew how she would react to certain things. So Philly was on lock because of the amazing work that I did with these two brilliant men. And you know, me and Lou had said it before in an interview, you know, we didn't have to ad-lib. We didn't change a word because it was there, the story was there, and it was strong, and we were ready to give it life. And then I had an amazing opportunity for my music, where I was put in a safe haven from the amazing people of Silent Giant, Pocos Pero Locos, which I know are in the house right now. Can we give a little love to Pocos Pero Locos?
Yes, Kool-Aid and E-Dub.
As well as our amazing music producer, Reza Serafina, who did the music on the film. And they both separately gave me a safe haven to work with amazing artists, Chingo Bling, Baby Bash, Chino Brown, Slow Pain, Medicine Girl, DJ Dominator, the list continues. They created this world so that I can fall and get up and wipe my knees off and keep trying, and ultimately find my voice as a performer and as an artist. You know, Philly Brown gave me an opportunity to be a strong Latina and show the world we can too, but it also gave me a new art form, and it gave me a new way to express myself, and I will never, ever be able to thank you guys enough for that, you know. But I was surrounded by angels, and you know, Jenny and I worked together very closely with the acting, and I was able to help her with acting, and she helped me with, you know, her small techniques in music, and I put my pedal to the metal and I didn't give up. My father always said, you know, if you jump off the mountain, God will provide the parachute, or he'll teach you how to fly. So one of those happened because I'm here.
Oh my goodness. How was the whole energy on set amongst all you guys? How was that? How was the vibe on set?
It was like a family, man.
It was tight.
It feels like it right now.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that it was the same way on set, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, it's an independent film, so it's go, go, go.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like let's hang out and have some coffee and think how we're gonna do this. It's like me
Yeah,
and Mike
what's
are
for
whispering
lunch?
and we're pulling at each other, you know, and then we're just running around. But you know, it really took. I think there's a lot of heart. I think I remember when we finished the movie, because you don't know what you have. You're just done. You're filming it. You're exhausted. We both got so sick, and I turned to Mike. I'm like, what do we have? What do you think we have? And he's like, you know what? Whatever happens, we have heart. This movie
wow.
has heart. And no one can take that away from us. So we didn't know. We didn't start editing and all that. So
Yeah, we're in dementia. We had the flu the first 2 weeks, so we were just kind of flying, when diving off without that parachute with Gina.
But I do want to add one thing about Gina, though. You know, like we look back and we say, you know, she put a lot of work into it, right? Let's not deny that. And a lot of work that didn't come with a special car to pick her up from point A to point B. Her drive-in, you know, out in the middle of nowhere, recording again and again and again and learning the craft. I mean, what you're hearing is like the third, fourth recordings of things where she did it again and again, and we beat her down, and our great music producers, you know, really worked with her. So, you know, that really went into it. There was a level of work that went into the movie. So I think that's the motto that we should all aspire to, is that, you know, you really got to work your tail off, and she did.
Yes.
And so did Jenny. I mean, that's sort of why we had this close-knit family, because even with Jenny gave us 2 weeks of her time for free to work with her acting coach, and with Gina and with us, and we got to really, you know, get to know her. And coincidentally, what happens is the actors get to sort of become a real family, because they're spending all this time with each other. And Lou gave a lot of his time. And Lou tells a story. It wasn't like, it's not a big feature where you know, your paid rehearsal is basically, hey, what are you doing on Sunday, Lou? Can you please come over and work? And he did. Anytime we called, Lou came over. So that prep work really led to the success of the film.
We want to remind you to hashtag Philly Brown so we can make it trend on Twitter. It's hashtag FILLYBROWN. And actually, we have a question coming in from Twitter for all of you. Twitter Music Fan 23. The question is, what message does everyone in the cast want the audience to leave with? What's that message you
Dream
want?
big.
Believe in yourself.
Big. I love that you
Big.
said
No,
that.
believe in yourself, and find your voice, find your place in this world. You have a rightful place in your neighborhood, in your community, in our society, in this country, in this world. Find your place. Find out why you're here, and make that happen. I mean, one of the things that everybody's talked about before, is that this wasn't, you know, spun together like a cocktail. This took hard work. This took preparation. It took planning. Eddie is constantly espousing the value of education. Gina as well. If you have a dream, that's fantastic, but you got to work for it. No more lottery mentality, no more American Idol mentality. Get out there and bust your ass and go grab what you think you deserve, but you got to earn it.
Yes. You hear that? You hear that?
What you know about
Mr.
that?
Edward James Olmos.
I just want to say that for me, the film brings about a true understanding of unity of family. I think the most important thing that we walk out of is when they walk away from that last moment where Jenny puts her hand on the glass after Lou puts his hand up. And, you know, that was all impulsive. That was all done. And the fact that the heat of the hand stayed there was all just God sent. It became a true gift to understand that if we were to lose someone like Jenny, then this family unity that we felt at the very end is a great, great way to salute her, to say thank you to her, because she's an amazing woman. I'll tell you a quick story.
Yeah,
you talked
please
about
do.
what the conditions were on the set. Most of us were working for nothing, and most of the crew. And they came from everywhere. You know, people who had never been on a crew before joined us. People who had been very well seasoned joined us. One guy named John Castillo came in from Sacramento, drove all the way down here, and he was our still man. He's over the age of 60, he's an old timer, and he's taking pictures. And the key to doing a production are the stills, because that's how you sell the picture. After it's all done, you need those stills. They're most important. All of the posters, everything you might see on this was taken by John. And during the process, Jenny comes up to me and she goes, "Come here, Eddie." She goes, "I want you to give my money to John. He's not getting paid, so give him my money." I said, "Oh my God, Jenny." She goes, "Yeah, just give it to him." We were making scale plus 10, just very modest. Yeah.
I wasn't making scale plus 10. We're going to talk about that again. Let's be really real. Okay.
So she
Billy's
ends up,
coming out.
she ends up giving him her paycheck, and John started crying. I mean, John just lost it. I mean, he says, "Oh my God." He says, "I don't know, thank her," because that's the kind of woman she was. Truly a gift, and that's the kind of cohesive family that was created. And in essence, that's what the movie is. It's like at the end, they come together. This is one of the best endings of a film I've seen in decades. The only one that even gets close is like, the King's Speech, which really, the whole movie finds that last moment in which, he has to talk and save the country. This is the last moment when she's sitting there and Philly Brown, a cappella, throws the song down and just completely, that was just amazing what everybody did in that scene. Amazing. Yeah. I look at that scene and it touches me. I've seen it for years now. And I tell you, man, every time I see it, I say, Lord, 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 what did you do? Because I'm telling you, the more you see that scene, the more you're going to appreciate that scene. All the way around, man. So go out and get the DVD when it comes out, all right?
See it in the theaters first, please.
Yeah, go to theaters. April 19th to watch the movie. And Gina, I know you put so much heart, dedication, passion. You're an amazing. I've known you before this movie. I've seen you do spoken word. And a lot of people don't know that about you, that you do spoken word. Mm-hmm. If there's one word to describe how you're feeling right now, what would that word be? Because, I've seen your eyes get watery and you're excited, but how are you feeling? Have you really absorbed this moment?
I'm trying, girl. I'm trying. But the one word would be blessed. 100% blessed. Mm-hmm.
And of course, we got the audience that wants to ask you guys questions. So, this gentleman right here, what was your question?
I'm with Game Pop Networking. For Gina,
For Gina.
How was it like working with two legends? First of all, you were fantastic and wonderful.
Thank you.
But just in one or two words, how was it like working with, two Latino legends?
Yeah.
How was it like
Our
working with
honorary
two
Latino
legends?
right here. It was absolutely incredible to watch these gentlemen and Jenny and Emilio Rivera and so many Daniel Mora and JJ Soria. I was surrounded by extreme talent. And every day I would say to myself, you know, you got to soak this up, Gina, because you are so blessed that these people are here to support you and this film. And, you know, nobody knew who I was, you know. I was not a face to be recognized, and they believed in my talent and they backed me up 100%. But I learned different things from all of them. You know, from Lou, Lou is the most humble, kind, gentle, compassionate man. And he would always bestow wisdom of staying humble and keeping your head focused on the work and keep pushing forward, Gina. And you're only as good as your next job. You keep going at it, girl. You can do it, you can do it. And there was just that sense of, well, if I want to, you know, if Lou could be like that, maybe I could be like him someday, you know? And Eddie, I've looked up to Eddie and his activism in the community and pushing the portrayal of Latinos in a positive way my entire life. And for me, personally, I got into this industry so that I can see more brown faces on screen in positive roles, so that the younger generation could see that we are not just the roles that we've seen time and time again, but we're the doctors, the lawyers, the investment bankers. We are strong and intelligent and fierce, and we are a part of the American story just like anybody else is. And I think, you know, Eddie always represented that for me. And I thought to myself, well, if I can use my art for anything, it's going to be for that. And if I can be a voice for kids everywhere to say, if I followed my dreams, that means you can too, then I'm gonna not stop trying until I die. And that is a promise. That is a promise that I will make you guys proud. I promise everything I do.
Do you guys believe that? I believe that. At any point, Gina, were you like, oh my gosh, I'm working with two, you know,
100%. Every day I
veteranos
was like,
in
shoot me in the
Hollywood?
foot, somebody
Were
slap
you
me across the-
intimidated? Were you like ever?
Every single moment, but I played it cool. I was like, yeah, you do you, I got me. No, but I was watching them like a hawk. I was like, look at what Lou did. Oh my goodness, Eddie, what are they doing? Oh my goodness, they bring so much to the table.
Yes.
You know, and then working with two amazing directors that had such different backgrounds in filmmaking. So I learned so much. I learned about transitions, and I learned about editing, and I learned about making sure that things are full from Yusuf. I learned about bringing truth and honesty and myself from Michael. And together they were just a force that made me feel so strong, and I was so protected on that set. And what you're seeing is the product of that family. I did not do that alone. You know, Philly Brown is a family. Philly Brown is not one girl, you know, and I thank you guys every day for that.
Gosh, amazing. We're ready for our next question. We have a microphone.
Yes. Hi, good afternoon. Hi there. First of all, I have to say, I feel humbled standing before all of you. You guys did a wonderful job. And, well, I noticed throughout this discussion that there's this aspiration for this film to be to depict faithfully the various experiences of the Latino community. And with that in mind, what are some of the prominent or like the poignant experiences you guys bring, you know, with dealing with the Latino community in depicting the story of Philly Brown and her family and, you know, the events that surround it?
Well, I guess, you know, we were just talking about this, that this film is such a representation of the community in so many ways, but it flips it on its head a little bit, you know. It's sort of like the way that Yusuf designed the script. And what attracted me to it was that a lot of the roles were flipped. It was mom in prison and father was raising the daughters. But overall, the most important thing for us was that this was a universal story. It happened to be told by this Latino family, but it could translate to any other culture. And I think that was always the thing that we were pushing. All of us were pushing that. It was about, this is a first, second, third generation family. They were as American as apple pie, and that they were the struggles that they were going through were the struggles that we were all going through. And they just were trying to define who they were and to embrace who they were 100%, their Latino-ness, their American-ness, and interface with the world from that perspective very proudly. And we just hope that that's what we were able to bring to the screen with this film.
Yes.
I love when he does it. I was like, all right, if he approves, I did good.
I did a good job.
Question.
What were your feelings towards the movie after seeing the reaction of the crowd? Do you wish you could have changed anything in it?
Good question.
Wow.
Coming from the smart little lady over there. That's
I
great.
wouldn't change anything with the ending, but there's probably a million things that I'd go back and really tweak. It never ends. It's like a child. You know, you watch it grow, and you see different pieces, and it's really an interesting process making a film because you're with it in its infancy. You're with it. You're putting the pieces together, and then you see how audiences react to it, and you refine it and you refine it. But I think one of the things that we were really drawn to was the end, and the end was not scripted. The end was she's supposed to do one verse of the rap, and then we're supposed to cut away to a montage where you see the sister Lupe graduate college, and you get all these little bits and pieces. And then I remember, and this is the work that Gina put in, and I remember we did one take, and she did one verse, and it was so good, and I just leaned in, and I'm like, can you do the whole thing? And she was like, yeah, of course I can do the whole thing, of course, yeah. Come on, kid. So then that was take two, what you guys saw. So, I mean, it was kind of like me and Mike, we just, we wanted to let the movie breathe and let the actors breathe, but Gina put the work in, so there's nothing I would change about the end, I'll tell you that.
My 2 cents is scripts, they go through rewrites, they get input from other people. Editing on a film gets, an audience and you get, opinions, and sometimes you get cards, and, you can shape a film to an audience. Actors don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
We got to make a choice, and we got to go with it. And we have to say, this is how I see this role. This is how I'm going to do, based on the script and based on my own, personal feelings about this. I'm going to commit to this course of action, and you trust that your directors and that your co-stars and everybody else is creating something, but that's always created in the moment. You can't go back and change that, So honestly, there's a huge amount of trust to being an actor, and I have to say bravery. I love actors. I love people who put themselves out there and say, you know what, I'm going to give you a piece of my heart right now, and I hope to God you like it. If you don't, not much I can do about it. You know what I'm saying? You can wrap it back up and send it back. That's fine. But from a performer's standpoint, yes, I can look at a film that I did 20 years ago and go, I could have done this, I could have done that. At this point in time, there's not a thing I'd change about that performance. Not mine, not hers, not his, not Emilio's, not Chrissy Fitz, not Braxton Mills. This cast was pitch perfect in my estimation.
Ooh.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely.
First of all, I just have to say thank you so much for bringing these kinds of stories to the big screen. It was just incredible, so much more than what I anticipated. To the directors, to the stellar cast, and Mr. Olmos for bringing it to the screen. My question is as a screenwriter, I could really relate to the story. Maria was my mother. I was Philly Brown at one time, with the exception of the rapping, of course.
Never too late, never too late, never too late.
But you really did get it right. I mean, you got it totally right. It was gut-wrenching, it was heartfelt and inspirational at the same time. What was your influence in terms of this particular story?
Yeah, I mean, as an artist, you're influenced by the world around you. And I remember I met Mike in New York, and then I went out to the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, and I just saw this Latina go up on stage and just spit the truth, like just kill it. And she had an audience. She had an audience wrapped. She had me wrapped around her words, right? And it's at that moment where I was thinking, what an interesting thing to be able to use words to move people. But what if someone doesn't have their word intact, which is Philly is someone who's sort of keeping the truth, kind of lying. So it's a lack of power, but you're using the thing that you have a lack of power in to create your art. So you can't get whole. Your art can't be whole until you're whole. And it was just that idea that I just couldn't get out of my head. I wrote the script, it sat around for about a year, 2 years, because it's it's tough to get movies like this made. And then me and Mike went off and we did a small film together called Bedrooms. And then we really liked working together. But that was like we each directed different segments of the movie. And Mike's like, I was like, let's do something together. And he's like, what do you got? I'm like, well, I have this hip hop movie that's been sitting around for a while. And I'm like, I can't get it made. No one wants to get it made. He's like, just send it to me. Just send it to me. So I sent it to him.
Throw the ball.
Tag.
You're it. Yeah, so I got the script, and I read it, and what really stuck for me with the story was one, that it was a female MC. I don't think I'd ever seen that in a film, and two, it was about this family. It was very different than anything I'd read. It was every member of I could see in the script that every member of the family had their own arc, and I could see where the story went. It was really interesting. And Yusef's like, hey, you gotta show it to your dad. If we get him on board, we can make this movie. and I said, okay, great, let's work, because I said, if you send him the script, that's one thing. If I send him the script, he's going to be way more critical on the script if I send it, So like working, and Yusef was nice enough to allow us to collaborate on that, and we worked on the script, and Yusef did a great job, and we submitted it to him. And Ted, you're it.
When I read the script,
Pass it on.
it was a script that blew me away. I said, oh my God, this is original and it's really good. It's a lot of depth in this. And I went up to the guys and I said, okay guys, this is a really good project and a really good script, man. I can't tell you, but good luck in trying to find Philly Brown. Find someone that's gonna be able to perform this piece. Come on, somebody that can do drama, comedy, can sing, can rap. I mean, dance. Good luck. Here you go. And it's 18. Good luck. Because it really isn't easy to do this. And
But you
so
said it like this. You're like, good luck. Yeah, I did. I put that little twig in.
Because I just said, because they had written a very difficult, complex piece of work. Now, where do you find the artistry to do that? I mean, I'm telling you, if you haven't gone and studied to be prepared for this kind of a situation, you'll never get through it. It's too hard. We did it in, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
We did it in no time. You had no time. And so all of a sudden you realize how important it is to have technique, to have the ability to understand what you're doing. Luck is when opportunity meets preparedness. That's luck. We were lucky. When they brought me the tape of Gina, I said, oh my God, you found Philly Brown. That's exactly what happened. And I'm not kidding you, man. They found Philly Brown. And I said to myself, wow, this is amazing, guys, I got to tell you. Because the first things that she did was a drama. And it was the hardest scene. It was some of the hardest scenes that were in the movie. She did them. And I said, my God, she's excellent. And who is this? And then she started to rap. And I said, oh my God. You guys did it. I mean, I don't know where you found it, but man, you guys are lucky.
Oh my God.
It was amazing. It was amazing. And I mean, there's some people in the audience right now all over this country who are watching us right now saying, God, I wish I could find an opportunity like that. Well, be careful for what you wish for, because you might get that opportunity. And if you're not prepared, olvídate. Because you can do anything you want to do until you get in front of a camera. Then you cannot lie. Cannot lie to the camera. Good luck. Gina, you're tremendous. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to understand our lives.
Wow.
You were prepared, man. Bravo. And I can guarantee you, you talk about understanding this business, okay? She did this movie. We premiered it at Sundance. Very first time anybody saw it, Sundance Film Festival. When it was over, she became the it girl. She won praise upon praise upon praise for the performance. Everybody understood it to the fullest. Cut to, she comes up to me, and I'm not going to use any names. I'm not going to use any names. She comes up, and she says to me, I've been offered an opportunity to do this thing, I said, what thing? Oh, man, they want me to play da-da-da-da. I said, oh, boy, what are you going to do? Well, my parents, everybody wants me to do it. I said, what do you want to do? And she says, well, man, that's not what I want to do. I said, then don't do it. Don't do it. And all of her system, everybody, her family, her agents, her managers, everybody said, let her do it, man. You got to do it. This will push you right through the roof. It's commercial. Get you out. She goes, she turned it down. She turned down fame and fortune, man. And then she turned around and waited slowly, you know, and everybody's going crazy. And now she's got her own series, and she's a big part of the series that now she's a fighter pilot.
Woo!
Latina fighter pilot. Orale. Now her, all of a sudden, everybody's going, wow, good move. That other one, it didn't go. You really picked the right one. I said to you, Gina, you deserve it. And if she does the same thing, she won't get caught like so many artists get caught. I'm not kidding you. When I saw, and I don't criticize, but the truth has to be understood, or else you can't really make the understanding true. Okay? How is it? Incredible. Jennifer Lopez, Selena. Incredible performance. She should have won the Academy Award for that performance. It was brilliant. Second film she makes, Anaconda. Get it? I hope you do. Now she's rich and famous. Good luck, Jenny.
Wow.
The truth always has a tendency to just set everybody straight. Go ahead.
Do we have any more questions?
Yes.
One more question?
Hi, my name is Sapphire. I'm from SiriusXM. I do a radio show myself. One of the very few women of color. So seeing this on the screen, I've been a historian of hip hop. I love radio, I love music, I love movies, and it's so good to finally see all these types of elements created into one film with people of color. I have to say thank you so much for this film. I mean, the messages are so clear. There's so many messages throughout this whole film, and Gina, you're believable. Honestly, I'm sitting there and I'm angered by some of the elements in there. I'm like, oh my God, please just let her get through, you know? And then, of course, you know, Edward James and Lou Diamond, I've grew up watching your films for as long as I can remember. Stand and Deliver, Zoot Suit, one of the first films I watched from you. So seeing these films and seeing this film now being portrayed on the screen, I have to say it's just an honor. So what is it for you, you know, people of color, actors and actresses and directors, producers, what is your message to those out there who are striving and struggling to get their message, to get their stories across in this type of field?
We need you.
Yeah.
Desperately need you.
We're holding the door open, man.
Yeah.
Holding it open as
Please
much as
come
we
in.
can.
It's a very privileged life. Join us.
Yeah.
Really join us.
I would love to say thank you so much for your beautiful words. That's exactly why I became an actor, was to be able to have, you know, other women of color, women in general, look up and say, thank you for doing this, because now I know we all can do this. I think that this movie means a lot to me because Philly Brown has the opportunity to create opportunities for other Latino actors, for other ethnic filmmakers after this movie. I realize with Philly Brown, I feel very proud of this. I'm very, very proud of this project. I love all the people that I've worked with. I had an amazing experience, and now we have a piece of work we can show the world. But if Latinos don't come and see their own movies, then we will not see ourselves everywhere like we desire. We do not have millions of dollars like Oblivion to show the world. You know, Tom Cruise is rich. The man's got money, right? we don't have that kind of money to show the world that this is a...
Oh, he ain't spending his own money, I'll tell you that right
now. I know. But y'all gonna go and give him more money. Y'all gonna go and give him more money, you know? But, you know, we don't have that same opportunity to get our trailer out to the world, for that to be an option, for them to know it exists. We don't have it in 1,000, 4,000 theaters. We are select, we are small, we are the little engine that could. But the thing about Philly Brown, the opportunity Philly Brown actually presents is that if Philly Brown does well, if Philly Brown hits a different stratosphere, then that means that Hollywood cannot deny us no longer. We show them we are profitable. We show them that we have stories that are relatable to everyone, not just Latinos. That could be a white girl, black girl, an Asian girl, a Middle Easterner. It could have been anyone. It didn't have to be me. But what I feel is a blessing is that I get to tell everyone, here we have this film. This film can create not just one Philly Brown a year, but 100 Philly Browns a year, and 1,000. And now we see ourselves when we're going down La Cienega, when we're going up Sunset, and it's not, Latino movie. No, there's a movie that happens to have a Latino in it. And that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So help us, because we do need your support. We need to show Hollywood that we are strong and we are 50 million plus, and we can no longer be denied, baby. No longer.
Woo! One more time. Let's give it up for the cast of Philly Brown. I just think that it's amazing that today's Selena's birthday. She would have been 42 years old today. So it just so happens that we're doing this as well. You guys all did a phenomenal job. We want to remind you to hashtag Philly Brown on Twitter. Let's make it a trending topic. We also want to remind you to tell your friends and family to go watch the film April 19th, el 19 de abril. Support each other. Let's make this, let's carpool. Let's make this film hit the roof.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you
Thank
all
you.
for joining
Thank you guys.
us.
Thank you very much.
Bye, live stream.
Thank you.